into our Lunch and Learns today. It is all things Stand Up for Recovery Day. In our acronym world, we call it CERD. So this is CERD. This is the CERD 2023 kickoff meeting, Lunch and Learn. So I am going to now introduce the For New York staff. Probably know everyone, but I'm going to have them introduce themselves as I see them on my screen. So Teresa, you are up first.
Hi, everybody. Let's gear up for CERD. CERD, I think surge, right? This is the wave. This is the surging wave that will wash over our capital with massive amounts of people, and we will go and storm the Bastille and tell them what we need and what we want. So I'm getting psyched. I hope all of you are as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those who don't know me, I'm the Director of Recovery Education and Training. Please come to my trainings. Please host my trainings. We'll talk more about that later.
All right. Next up is Jennifer.
Good everyone. My name is Jennifer Donadio. I am the Project Director of Rural Recovery. And yes, please let us know what you stand up for. We are looking for folks to send us any type of graphics or videos, and we'll chat more about that. But what do you stand up for?
Excellent, excellent. Dropping to the next row, Miss Wilvina.
Hey everyone. My name's Wilvina Gordon, and I'm the New York State Coordinator for the Alumni Association. We have monthly meetings from 6 to 8 p.m. on Zoom with the alumni. And yes, I am very excited about Stand Up for Recovery Day as well. And I'm happy to see all of you today.
All right. New face on the team, Miss Andrea.
Hello, everyone. I'm Andrea West. I'm the Chief of Operations for New York. This will be my first CERD day. So as a member of For New York, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see all of you and excited to see what we all stand up for. So welcome, welcome, welcome.
Awesome. And behind the scenes today is Cass. Cass is a little under the weather, but she is still here. So Cass.
Hey everyone, I'm Cass. I'm the communications manager at For New York, and I'm sure you've been seeing my emails about CERD and getting involved. So sorry I can't put a face to the email, but this is my voice right now as I am sick. So it's nice to see everyone.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Ashton is out this morning. So just wanted to have the staff introduce themselves. We don't have time for everybody to go around, so that's why it's important that you put your name and information in the chat. So I am going to talk to my handy agenda here. So how many folks know what CERD is? Just to show it, yeah, show of hands. Okay. Most people know what CERD is. CERD is For New York and the Recovery's Community Day of Advocacy. It is Stand Up for Recovery Day. It is all things legislative, explosive, get in your face. These are our asks, these are our needs, these are our talents, all of the things that the recovery community stands for is put out front to educate legislators, community folks, and it's a great time to fellowship. And I am happy to announce that 2023 is in person. We are so excited to be back in person and rallying and just seeing folks, again. I can honestly say that prior to coming to For New York, when I worked for the New York State Office for Aging, and my office was right in the Capitol building, and I got firsthand kind of sightings of all of the groups and the advocacy days and all of the advocates and when they would come. And For New York's crowd at the time, I didn't even know, is probably about double to triple to what the kind of average advocacy group crowds look like. I mean, it is something that as an outsider looking at, I was like, wow, I could not believe the amount of people that attended Stand Up for Recovery Day versus I had seen the teachers, I had seen folks who are against vaccines, I had seen nurses, the chiropractors, I had seen a lot of different groups, but was tremendously blown away when I had seen the advocates from the recovery community. And now I stand so proud to be one of those people in the Capitol talking about the transformational power of recovery. So I'm so excited. So we are excited that folks will be joining us again. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about what the day looks like. Again, we're going to have all of this kind of mapped out, but this is just kind of our official kind of kickoff. The day typically starts at 9 a.m. Buses start to roll in between 8 and 8:30, and we highly recommend that folks arrive on the concourse between 8 and 8:30. We will have a continental spread awaiting folks so that they will be able to start the day with some food in your bellies as we begin to get geared up, get excited. I mean, as soon as people usually land there, I mean, they get something to eat, but they're just already, the energy is already so high in the room and in the place that people are just so excited. So we grab our breakfast, our refreshments, and we head into the convention center, and the program itself kicks off at 9 a.m. 9 a.m., a little bit after if you know, things are running kind of crazy. Sometimes it's crazy to convene 800 to 900 people in one space and quiet everyone down to be able to start. But we start our program and we are in the process of finalizing it. Typically what our program looks like is we have a welcome from our board of directors. We have an opening a motivational, inspirational message, and then we go right into the day. We have our commissioner of OASIS. We will have senior members of the OASIS team. This year, we have some great individuals outside of New York coming. Knock on wood, knock on something wood, please. We are having a high senior leadership position from Faces and Voices of Recovery joining us for the first time in our history, well, in my brief history of being for New York. And then we have our very own members of the recovery community talking about what recovery is, what we need for individuals to know about recovery. These are individuals with lived experience and some family members where they talk exclusively about their story and how does it connect to each and every person in the room, and back to the policy statement that For New York has drafted directly from the survey results that individuals from the recovery community have filled out. So then we go through our program, and then we get Ashley Livingston, who has agreed to do it again this year, to start the rally. Ashley and Rich rally up the crowd. We call it our Laura Ego rally call. And then we march from the convention center to the Capitol steps, where we will be holding a brief press conference. After that press conference, individuals come back to the concourse where they will have a hot beverage and a snack, and then they go off to their legislative meetings. And so we will be announcing ambassador meetings, because our ambassadors are usually the individuals that will collectively take on a group of individuals and help to coordinate legislative meetings. Folks have already been reaching out to me saying, hello, I was an ambassador last year. When are those meetings? They are coming, folks. They are the 20th, 27th, and 3rd of February. And I believe that time slot is 10 to 11. Don't, Jennifer will keep me, I can't, oh, she's all the way down there. So they are, those ambassador meetings are coming where we will arm you with your, all the things that you need to be able to schedule and have legislative meetings. Then the legislative meetings are typically from 1 till 3 p.m. And then we officially kind of end our day. People board the buses back if based upon the bus that they rode and whatever their bus coordinator is saying, and we end our day. I don't want folks to take it lightly. I kind of ran through it, but it is so overwhelmingly just amazing to be in the room with, again, typically the Stand Up for Recovery Day has drawn close to 1,000 individuals in person. We know due to COVID, it may be impacted, but we would like to not skip a beat, to continue to have just as many folks who have visited Stand Up for Recovery Day in the past to come again and make your voice be heard. So I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer, who's going to talk a little bit about registration, and then Cass will talk about how do you get involved. Jennifer?
Hello, everyone. So yes, we have a couple of links. I will put them in the chat. So the first link that we have is just the general registration for CERD. We're going to be creating name badges for everybody that is in attendance. So please have everyone register. There is a $0 option. There's a $5 and $10 donation option if you are so inclined. But let's have everyone's name so we can have those badges printed before the event. The next link that we have is a sponsorship link. The website will tell you all the goodies that are included with each sponsorship level. And then the last link is tabling for RCOs and RCOCs. We do have that link available. We are going to be closing those links, I believe, next week. And Cass will be able to speak a little bit more to that. If you need a waiver for the RCO or RCOC tables, please email me directly. I will put my email in the chat. And if my HRSA folks didn't see my note in the chat, we're going to be going to the ambassador calls in lieu of our check-ins on Fridays for those 3 weeks. All right, thank you so much.
Awesome. I forgot to mention Teresa. Teresa, do you want to talk a little bit about volunteer before we turn it over to Cass? I see you put your link in the chat, but volunteers, Teresa.
Yes, once again, we need about 30 people to staff the registration tables, be ushers, and general, we call them gophers, our folks who are running around helping the staff out, showing people where to go, checking people in, giving them their badge and their packet of information. And so there'll be 6 tables of registration. I need 2 people at each table and 2 shifts for each one. So the link in the chat is if you are interested, especially our local folks. We need some setup people early in the morning, like 7:30 a.m. And then those 2 different shifts. And what else? Just looking for your name and email address so that we will have an orientation meeting to end. You get a free t-shirt and get to hang out with us for half of the day, because we don't want the person to just be doing the whole day at the registration table. So we split it up into shifts. So if you are interested in being a volunteer, please go to the link and send me your contact information, and then we'll set up a orientation meeting for volunteers. And there's also local folks, a bag stuffing day before Stand Up for Recovery Day. We have bling, so stuffing those bags for 1,000 people, we can't possibly do it ourselves, so we really would appreciate help with that as well. So throw it in there if you're interested in being a volunteer.
And stay tuned for bag stuffing day. So far we have one with possibly 2 groups signed up for a tentative bag stuffing day on January 29th. Those are great opportunities for local groups to be able to have some volunteer time, learn a little bit about civic engagement. We talk a little bit about advocacy. So definitely, if you're interested and you're local and there's a group of Girl Scout troops or Boy Scout troops or church groups that need 2 to 4 hours of volunteer time, or high schoolers, reach out. Because we certainly can use you. We have a group already kind of signed up, and so we're looking for additional groups to help stuff bags, because as Teresa said, we have a lot of bags to stuff. In addition to our volunteers getting a t-shirt, they will get a special kind of swag bag. They'll have a little bit more swag in their bag, and we will, treat you well, make sure that you're well fed for the day as well. So volunteers are needed, and we're needed relatively fast, because we're going to have an orientation with regards to what they do. Because as you know, For New York likes to keep people informed so that people are not running around and with nothing to do. So, thank you, Teresa, put in there early. Oh, she put the shifts in there and everything. Wow. Okay. So the next thing is, I want to make sure, I'm right on target. How can you get involved? Cass, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'll turn it over to Cass.
Okay, so as Jennifer had mentioned, we have different sponsorship and tabling opportunities. So for our RCOCs, our RCOs, clubhouses, mutual aid groups, we're offering this special, since we're back in person, at $50. And as Jennifer mentioned, please reach out to her if you need a waiver for that. We want to make sure everyone who is interested in coming and tabling and participating attends. So you can copy down that information. That's a QR code if you want to take out your phone now and scan and sign up for that $50 tabling. So leave that up for just a second. And remember, those links are in the chat. Make sure the waiver, right? If you don't have the funds to table, we do want to make sure that we have everyone who wants to be a part of this day able to come and join us. All right, and then I'm just going to go quickly over the different sponsorship opportunities. So every sponsorship opportunity has a lot of great perks. They're all listed here. And some of them are time sensitive, so you can see if you're a recovery champion at these higher price marks, you'll get a moment to be the MC during our program. There'll be special signage with your logo. You can include a handout in our swag bag. It'll be on our event banner. So if you want to get some of these great perks and benefits, we do need you to submit by the end of the week so we can collect your logos. There's a recovery leader opportunities. So you'll be, most of these are similar in the way that you get a table with your sponsorship, of course. You get a lot of different marketing opportunities by being featured in the program, having your logo on different signage throughout the event, being promoted on our social media page as well, and included in our press release. So these are similar. And then we have a recovery partner option, right? And the specials that we'll have signage by our breakfast, our continental breakfast buffet. And then you'll see we have recovery advocate, right? And there's different benefits for being a recovery advocate at this level. And again, we will be providing chairs and tables for everyone at every level. So you don't have to worry about bringing your own table and chairs. All we ask is that you bring in your own table cover. So just keep that in mind. Then we have Recovery Ally and we have Recovery Friend, right? So, and then again, this is the QR code if you're interested in being a sponsor, which the starting price point is at $250. So, and then we're closing that January 19th. That's the last day for everything because we do need to give them the total count on all of our tables. So make sure you sign up before then. And let's see if I had anything else to share. Oh yeah, so other ways to get involved. We have a great marketing and promo folder that I did email everyone on here as that we were inviting them to join us today. So make sure you click that, enter that. You'll see there's different social media squares that you can share on your social media page. You can tag us, tag others, invite them to share as well. You can create a video, your staff, peers, anyone who's an ally can create a fun video sharing what they stand for. There's little scripts, we're just looking for maybe 60 to 90 seconds of people sharing, why they stand up for recovery and the different areas of recovery that they're standing for and fighting for legislatively. There's an email signature about CERD that you can share, Facebook cover, there's printable signs and flyers. And, we also invite you to get creative, maybe before CERD, you can hold a little event for folks to make signs to bring along to CERD, where you can share more information. You can do your own little advocacy training. So there's different ways you can start preparing for CERD locally. So keep that in mind. And, feel free to reach out to us if you need any other ideas as well. And then the link to register, right? Everyone, even if you're tabling, please register. We want to make sure we have everyone's name. We want to make sure we have badges for everyone who's attending. If you do pre-register before the day of, which we really, really encourage, you're definitely guaranteed to get that name badge and a swag bag. So make sure that you and all the folks that you're inviting are registering before the day of. Any questions?
When did you email out the slides that you were just showing before that had like the background and what you stand up for? So I'm going to do an email search because I don't remember seeing those and I really like them.
Yeah, so this PowerPoint isn't in there, but I can show you. It's a Google folder that I linked in that initial email I had sent to everyone. And so you'll see that you can click on everything that's in there, open it up. It's open. You can share that link to anyone who just has that link can get into it. You can just click the download button for whatever you want. So here's the flyers, our policy statements in this folder. You can use the Facebook cover as a background. If you take a look at Jennifer, she has that as her background. So you can do that. And if you want to make a video, you can do it on your phone. You can do it on Zoom and record it. You can use one of these backgrounds. We have these printable signs. So if you wanted to print them out, have people decorate them a bit more, write and fill in the blank, print them out and hold them in videos, you can do that as well. So there's a lot of great resources here. So I really encourage you to take a look at it. If you don't find it, you can email me and I'll throw my email in the chat as well. So if there's anything you're missing, let me know and I'm happy to send it again.
Yeah, and it looks like Jen put the link, Cass, in. Yep.
Perfect. Thank you, Jen.
Yep. So it's all there. And I also wanted to say, with regards to the tabling, in 2020, when we were in person, right before the horrible COVID, we had 37 tables. So we have capacity for tables. Okay, we want to fill the room with tables. And I believe, Cass, I want to say we're at 12.
Yes.
We're at, okay. So they're going to go fast. So please, please, please make sure you, get your tabling requests in. Again, there is a waiver. So, and generally speaking, probably right after this call, people will start getting the information and sending the information in. So make sure that you want to have the tables. The tables are inside of the convention center. They kind of wrap around the perimeter of the convention center. And so sponsors will have those more prominent areas, of course, because it's inside of their sponsor packet. But again, you're inside where all of the action is. We try to contain the noise. I'm going to come up with something interesting this year because we haven't been back in person in so long. And I remember in 2022, we literally were on the verge of having signs made, but we're going to come up with something that's going to work this year because I can already anticipate the excitement when people haven't seen each other in 3 years in person, and now folks are seeing each other. So tabling is very, very, very important that you get your information in as soon as possible. And again, we have capacity for, we fit 37 in there before. That's our magic number. We're at 12. So please make sure that you get your paperwork in so that you can have a table. The other question on people's mind is, how can I get to CERD? We do have confirmed buses. I'm going to start with our confirmed buses, and then the people who, if I mention your bus and you want to talk a little bit, you got 1 to 2 minutes. We got time if you want to chime in. If not, it's okay as well. So Lyra always has a bus, and was Rich confirmed that there will be a bus coming from the Long Island area. I'm trying to see, I don't see Suzanne on. All right, no worries. So there is, Lyra will have a bus. The other bus is coming from Samaritan Daytop Village. I see Jessica. Can you unmute Jessica? Okay, Jessica, you want to say 20 words or so about your bus?
So yeah, we have a bus leaving from the Bronx, and we have one leaving from Queens. Just last night, I gave 5 seats to the LGBT Center. So the Bronx bus is completely filled. But Patricia, who's on, may have some seats in Queens if people are willing to go out to Queens.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And so I know that we are also working on, Sean, I see you unmuted. I don't know if you want to say something. We don't have anything confirmed, but Sean?
Yeah, no, I was lunching while we're learning, and I was doing in everybody's ear while I was at. But no, we're trying to work towards that, bringing a bus. Interesting to hear some of the ways that it's happening in terms of partner organizations. So that just kind of clicked in my head. The last I heard from Lyra, just to bring them back up, was the 30th, right, of December. So they're going to send out information, it says, soon. So hopefully.
Okay, excellent, excellent. I don't know if the bus from Western New York area has been confirmed. I don't know, Tim, do you have any updated information or?
Not anything specific at this point, but we're working on coordinating
Okay.
with the agency, so we'll let you know. We're working on it.
Excellent. And so we will continue to gather all of that information and offer our bus registration assistance so that there's a link so that people can track that. But again, for New York, we'll put the coordination of the buses, and they will pass the information to For New York, the actual people convening the buses, and we will get that information disseminated through our weekly e-bulletin with regards to, if you're in this borough, you might want to contact these folks. If you're in this area of the state, you might want to contact these folks so that we have buses. It's very important that we are aware of the buses so that we can send the bus coordinator the bus permit paperwork. And And so yeah, so if you are working on buses or carpooling and you want us, you have some empty seats coming from your area and you want those seats to be filled, you get that information to us. We will disseminate that information to the masses via our weekly e-bulletin or any social media posts that we need to make. Typically, we have, I want to say 5 to 6, sometimes 9 buses. So it's a pretty big deal with regards to the buses. I see that we have a little bit of time. So before I open it up to Q&A, I want to just talk about the ambassadors. I talked about when the meetings will be. We have a list of about 30 folks who were on the ambassador list. I do have that list and I will be emailing out the meeting schedules. But if you are interested in attending or being an ambassador, you can also drop your name in the chat or email that directly to me or Andrea, and Andrea can drop her email in the chat so that we can get you added to the ambassador listserv. The ambassador kind of helps to recruit people in their area. They are the ones who coordinate the legislative meetings, so they contact their local representative's office to set up the meetings. And then they kind of co-captain and say, okay, you can do this meeting and you can do that meeting. And so ambassadors do receive something a little additional from For New York as well, as a thank you, because it's a big job. And like I said, I've already had probably 3 people reach out to me that says, hello, when are those ambassador meetings? I've missed them, or where are they? And so they are coming out with that. So I think, team, did I miss anything? Mute yourselves and just jump in. We wanted to keep this as short and sweet as possible, as we know it's lunch. And we want to be mindful of that. So now,
I have a question.
Okay, questions.
So when I went to do the tabling event, the registration, how can I get an invoice so that my agency pays for it and I don't have to use my personal credit card?
Jennifer or Cass?
Yep. Email me, jdonadio@fornewyork.org.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great question. We've seen it earlier today, right? We've seen it before. Any other questions? So how many people are actually attending CERD this year? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Awesome, awesome, awesome. How many people are bringing at least 10 people with them? Woo! There's a prize. It's called The Universe Is Going to Smile on You. If you do, it's we are so excited. We will be invoking some kind of not COVID protocols. We hate saying that word, but we do want to be mindful that February is, it's New York, right? In February. And so we will be having some safety protocols with regards to masking for those folks who are comfortable with masking. And, we'll have some level of, how comfortable are you being around folks, so that, some way of letting folks kind of know that. But we are very, very, very excited to kind of take back Stand Up for Recovery Day. We have been virtual for the last 2 years. And I don't know about you, but I have hate seeing myself on camera rouse up for Stand Up for Recovery Day. And it's just, I've missed it. I have missed being in that room with everyone and really hearing the stories. They just ring different when you're in there, and, and about hearing about, on an individual level, what has been happening, right? And then the legislators, being up close and personal with the legislators. We are doing a big push to ensure that we get many of the legislative staff there. Certainly the new chairs of the committee. We do have Phil Steck, Assemblyman Steck, who is returning as the Assembly's chair. But we have a new Senate leader, and we will definitely be reaching out to Rivera's team to ensure that they are there. And then just our friends, our general friends that are in the legislators that support what we do, as well as new friends. We are hoping to, again, expand our reach beyond the recovery community, beyond the folks that know us. And really, we've had a lot of legislative wins. We've had a lot of discussion around the opioid advisory board, which I consider to be a success, just because at the beginning of the discussion of whether or not we could even get an advisory board, we were told we would not be able to get an advisory board and there would be no lockbox discussion. And we in fact got an advisory board, and we in fact got lockbox discussion words put in legislation. So a big win in that sense for the recovery community. And we will be talking about that as well. Our policy statement is finalized, so that is up. We will be finalizing our legislative asks. Those of you who've been with us before know that we equip you with with our policy statement as well as our legislative asks. So you will have the For New York policy statement that is encompassed of For New York as well as the Alumni Association. And then YVM has their own statement that was generated strictly from their survey results. And you will also have, again, your legislative asks, so that as you go to your meetings and as you bump into legislators and legislators staff in the convention center, you are on point with exclusively what we're asking for, what the recovery community has deemed important to them. And then again, it's also an opportunity for you to talk exclusively up your area, right? If there is something that is happening regionally within your area that your legislator needs to know about because it is impacting the recovery community geographically in your area, it's your opportunity to educate them and their staff on that as well. So we're at 12:41. I mean, I'm not going to haggle with you. I think I got you sold on CERD, right? I got everybody. Yeah, I see folks are kind of gradually dropping off. I think they're ready. They're ready to go. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any of us. We are all open to answering questions. They don't all have to come to me. Oh, Cass has your hand up. Cass.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, I did put it in the chat, but we will be putting this recording in tomorrow's e-bulletin. So if you came on late, or if you know other folks who would benefit from this information, you can forward that video on to them.
All right, so stay tuned again for ambassador meetings. We are just ready to get back out there and ready to get in the legislators' kind of space and educate them on what the recovery community is about, is talking about, and all of the things that the recovery community needs in the 2023 upcoming year. This is a great time too. We are ahead of budget. Our advocacy day is ahead of budget. Some are closer to budget. But I like that ours is ahead of the others so that we get out there and folks get to hear from us. We all know what our budget constraints have been for the last year. So we are hopeful that this is our opportunity to re-educate individuals about recovery, and so that recovery services stay front and center as we prepare for the budget year of 2023. So we're at 12:44. Any other questions, comments? Anybody want to let out a hooray or whatever? Well, let's go. It's a pep rally. Kick it off. I don't know.
What's it all about?
Oh,
Recovery.
Hurry.
That's a perfect way. I don't know why we didn't have Roof on this. Roof.
I know, I'm channeling Roof.
You're channeling Roof. All right, if there are no further questions or comments, folks, I'm going to let you have 15 minutes of your life back. Only if you use that in preparation for CERD 2023. You can make a video. You can sign up, right? You can speak to someone about tabling. You can speak to folks about sponsorship.
Volunteering.
You can volunteer. You can volunteer. So, all right, Cass said yes. Okay, folks. Thank you. Thank you so much. See all of you soon, real
See you
soon.
soon.